The year 2073 dawned with the same mundane concerns that had plagued humanity for centuries: climate change, political unrest, and the ever-present threat of economic instability. Little did the inhabitants of Earth know that this year would mark the beginning of a new era, one that would redefine their place in the universe and unleash a power within them that had lain dormant for millennia. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the helm of the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, her eyes fixed on the screens before her. The radio telescope, once decommissioned and now restored to its former glory, hummed with energy as it scanned the depths of space. Elena's team had been working tirelessly for months, following a hunch based on anomalous signals detected by satellites throughout the solar system. "Dr. Rodriguez, we're picking up something," called out her assistant, Jamie Chen. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Elena rushed to Jamie's station, her heart pounding in her chest. The signal was clear, structured, and undeniably artificial. After decades of searching, humanity had finally received proof that they were not alone in the universe. As news of the discovery spread, the world held its collective breath. Governments scrambled to formulate responses, religious leaders sought to reconcile their teachings with this new reality, and the public oscillated between excitement and fear. But it was the scientific community that truly came alive, working around the clock to decipher the message hidden within the alien transmission. Weeks turned into months as the brightest minds on Earth collaborated on the most important puzzle in human history. Elena found herself at the center of it all, coordinating efforts between linguists, mathematicians, and physicists from every corner of the globe. Finally, on a crisp autumn morning, the breakthrough came. "It's an invitation," Elena announced to a room full of government officials and fellow scientists. "They're calling themselves the Galactic Council, and they're inviting us to join them." The revelation sent shockwaves through human society. An advanced alien civilization, not just contacting Earth, but extending an offer of membership to a cosmic community. It seemed too good to be true, and as humanity would soon learn, it was. The first physical contact came 6 months after the initial transmission. A sleek silver ship descended from the skies, landing in a predetermined location in the Sahara Desert. Representatives from every nation on Earth gathered to witness the historic moment as the ship's doors opened, revealing beings that defied human imagination. The aliens, calling themselves the Araxians, were tall, ethereal creatures with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of eons. Their spokesperson, a being named Zarek, addressed the assembled humans with a voice that resonated in their minds rather than their ears. "Greetings, children of Earth," Zarek's thoughts echoed. "We welcome you to the galactic community. Your potential has long been observed, and now you are ready to take your place among the stars." The words were honeyed, the promises grand. The Araxians spoke of sharing advanced technology, curing diseases, and ushering in an era of unprecedented prosperity for Earth. World leaders, dazzled by the prospects, eagerly signed treaties and agreements, opening Earth's doors wide to their new alien benefactors. For a time, it seemed as though humanity had entered a golden age. Araxian technology transformed industries overnight. Clean energy became a reality. Food shortages disappeared, and the first human colonies on Mars were established with alien assistance. The public embraced their new galactic neighbors, and a sense of unity swept across the planet. But Elena Rodriguez couldn't shake a feeling of unease. As she worked closely with the Araxians, studying their technology and culture, she began to notice discrepancies. The aliens were always just a little too eager to help, a little too insistent on integrating their systems with Earth's infrastructure. Her suspicions grew when she stumbled upon a restricted communication between Zarek and the Galactic Council. With the help of an AI program she had developed, Elena managed to decrypt part of the message. What she read chilled her to the bone. Human integration proceeding as planned. Their naivety makes them perfect vessels. Estimate complete assimilation within 5 Earth years. Elena's mind raced. Assimilation. Vessels. The benevolent mask of the Araxians began to crack, revealing the sinister agenda beneath. She needed proof, something concrete to take to the world's leaders before it was too late. Under the guise of a collaborative research project, Alina and a small team of trusted colleagues began a covert investigation into the true nature of the Araxian presence on Earth. They discovered hidden facilities where humans were being subjected to strange experiments, their bodies and minds altered in ways that defied explanation. As Alina delved deeper, she uncovered the horrifying truth. The Galactic Council wasn't a benevolent organization seeking to elevate humanity. It was a parasitic collective that moved from world to world, integrating themselves into vulnerable species and essentially hollowing them out from within. Humans weren't being uplifted. They were being prepared for harvest. The realization hit Alina like a physical blow. Humanity, in its eagerness to join the galactic community, had invited its own demise. But as she looked at the data streaming across her screens, another truth began to emerge, one that offered a glimmer of hope. The human genome contained something unique, a resilience that the Araxians hadn't encountered before. In their arrogance, the aliens had underestimated the very thing that made humans special: their adaptability, their fighting spirit, and their unwavering will to survive. Alina knew she had to act fast. With her team, she compiled all the evidence they had gathered and prepared to reveal the truth to the world. But as they readied their announcement, alarms blared throughout the research facility. The Araxians had discovered their investigation. As alien ships descended from the sky and Araxian peacekeepers stormed the building, Alina made a split-second decision. She activated the emergency broadcast system, overriding global communications networks. Her face appeared on screens around the world as she quickly explained the dire situation humanity faced. "People of Earth," she began, her voice steady despite the chaos erupting around her, "we have been deceived. The Araxians are not our friends. They seek to enslave us, to use us for their own nefarious purposes. But we are not without hope. Inside each of us lies the power to resist, to fight back. We must unite, not just as nations, but as a species. Our very existence depends on it." The feed cut off as Araxian forces breached the room. Alina's last act was to initiate the distribution of all their findings to secure servers around the globe. As she was dragged away, she saw the dawning realization in the eyes of her captors. The Araxians had made a grave mistake in underestimating humanity. Across the planet, Alina's words sparked a fire in the hearts of billions. The veil had been lifted, and humanity faced its greatest threat and its greatest opportunity. As governments mobilized and civilians took up arms against their would-be conquerors, a new chapter in human history began to unfold. The awakening had come, and with it, the revelation that would transform humanity from the hunted to the hunters. The year 2073 would indeed mark humanity's ascension, not as subservient members of a false galactic community, but as the deadliest force the universe had ever known. The battle for Earth, and for the very soul of humanity, had begun. The revelation of the Araxians' true intentions plunged Earth into chaos. Cities burned as humans clashed with their alien oppressors, and the advanced technology that had once seemed a gift now turned against its users. But from the ashes of this conflict, a new humanity began to emerge, united, determined, and burning with a fierce desire for survival and retribution. Dr. Alina Rodriguez, having escaped Araxian captivity with the help of a global resistance movement, found herself at the heart of Earth's fight back. Hidden in a fortified bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, she led a team of the world's brightest minds in a desperate race against time. "We need to understand their technology," Alina declared to the assembled scientists and military leaders. "Not just use it, but improve upon it. Our survival depends on surpassing them." The next months were a crucible of innovation and sacrifice. As battles raged on the surface, Alina's team worked tirelessly, reverse engineering Araxian tech and pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. They made breakthrough after breakthrough, each one bought with blood and sacrifice. First came the neural interfaces, allowing humans to connect directly with machines, piloting vehicles, and operating weapons with thought alone. Then, the quantum communication devices, enabling instant, untraceable coordination between resistance cells worldwide. But the true game-changer was the discovery of the Araxians' greatest secret, the manipulation of dark energy. Captain Sarah Chen, once a decorated Air Force pilot, and now leader of the Resistance's strike force, was the first to test the new dark energy propulsion system. As she strapped herself into the experimental craft, her mind linked seamlessly with its controls. Ready for launch, she thought, the words transmitting directly to the control room. The hangar doors slid open, revealing a sky filled with Araxian warships. Sarah's craft shot forward, dark energy fields warping space around it. She danced between enemy vessels, her human intuition paired with inhuman speed and precision. For the first time since the invasion began, the aliens knew fear. As humanity's technological prowess grew, so did its ability to fight back. Resistance cells around the globe coordinated their attacks with military precision. Araxian strongholds fell one by one, their superior numbers meaning little in the face of humanity's relentless ingenuity and newfound capabilities. But the Araxians were far from defeated. In orbit, their massive world ship, the seat of their power on Earth, remained untouchable. From this floating fortress, they launched devastating counterattacks, leveling entire cities in retaliation for human victories. Elena knew that as long as the world ship remained, humanity's gains would be temporary. They needed a way to take the fight to space, to strike at the heart of the Araxian force. The answer came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a quiet xenobiologist who had been studying captured Araxians, made a startling discovery. Their biology, she explained, her eyes wide with excitement, it's not just compatible with their technology, it's integral to it. They don't just use their ships, they become one with them. This revelation led to the most audacious and controversial project of the war, Project Prometheus. Volunteers underwent extensive genetic modification, splicing their DNA with synthesized Araxian genes. The process was dangerous, with many candidates dying or going insane, but those who survived emerged as something more than human, hybrids capable of interfacing with and controlling Araxian technology on an unprecedented level. Captain Chen was among the first to successfully complete the Prometheus process. As she emerged from the gene-modding chamber, her skin shimmered with an otherworldly iridescence, her eyes glowing with internal light. "How do you feel?" Elena asked, both fascinated and apprehensive. Sarah flexed her hand, watching as energy crackled between her fingers. "Powerful," she replied. "Like I could tear their world ship apart with my bare hands." The stage was set for humanity's greatest gambit. As Prometheus soldiers trained with their new abilities, engineers worked to retrofit captured Araxian vessels for human use. The plan was simple but daring. A direct assault on the world ship, led by the Prometheus team. On the eve of the attack, Elena addressed the hybrid soldiers. "You carry the hopes of our entire species," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "But remember, no matter how you've been changed, your humanity, your spirit, your determination, your capacity for love and sacrifice, that remains your greatest strength." As the assault force prepared to launch, reports came in from around the globe. Inspired by the Resistance's successes, people everywhere were rising up against their alien oppressors. The Araxians, for all their advanced technology, found themselves overwhelmed by the sheer tenacity and adaptability of the human spirit. Sarah Chen sat in the command chair of the lead ship, her consciousness expanding to fill every system. Around her, her fellow Prometheus soldiers linked with their vessels, forming a unified armada unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. "This is for Earth," Sarah thought, broadcasting to her team and to listening posts around the world. "For humanity. Let's show these aliens why they should have never underestimated us." With a surge of dark energy, the human fleet launched towards the stars. The battle for Earth's liberation was about to reach its climax, and the true test of humanity's newfound power was at hand. As they approached the looming bulk of the Araxian worldship, Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. Win or lose, the galaxy was about to learn that humanity was a force to be reckoned with. The crucible of war had forged a new human race, one that combined the raw potential of humanity with the advanced capabilities of their would-be conquerors. As the first shots of the space battle lit up the night sky, visible even from the surface of the war-torn Earth, a new chapter in galactic history was about to be written. In fire, blood, and stardust, the battle for the Araxian worldship was unlike anything humanity had ever experienced. Captain Sarah Chin, her consciousness merged with her hybrid vessel, led the charge against the alien fortress. The void of space lit up with energy weapons and dark matter explosions as human and Araxian forces clashed. Push forward. Sarah's thoughts echoed through the neural network connecting the human fleet. We've come too far to fail now. The Prometheus soldiers fought with a ferocity that shocked even their creators. Their hybrid nature allowed them to predict and counter Araxian tactics, turning the aliens' own technology against them. Slowly but surely, the human forces penetrated the worldship's defenses. Back on Earth, Dr. Elena Rodriguez watched the battle unfold through real-time quantum communications. Her heart raced as she saw humanity's champions pushing the Araxians to their limits, but she knew the true challenge was yet to come. As Sarah's team breached the worldship's inner sanctum, they encountered the Araxian overmind, the collective consciousness that guided the alien race. It was a writhing mass of biomechanical tendrils and pulsing energy, filling a chamber larger than any stadium on Earth. Foolish humans, the overmind's thoughts boomed in their minds. You cannot hope to comprehend, let alone defeat, beings such as us. We have consumed countless civilizations. You are but the latest in a long line of cattle to be harvested. But the overmind had underestimated the changes in humanity. Sarah stepped forward, her hybrid body resonating with the energies of the chamber. We are not your cattle, she declared. We are your reckoning. What followed was a battle not just of weapons, but of wills. The Prometheus soldiers linked their minds, forming a collective consciousness of their own to rival the overmind. Elena, monitoring from Earth, watched in awe as human determination clashed with alien arrogance. For hours, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. Then, with a psychic scream that echoed across the galaxy, the Araxian overmind shattered. The world ship went dark, its systems failing as the guiding intelligence behind them collapsed. Sarah's voice, tired but triumphant, came through the quantum link. Earth, Elena, we've done it. The Araxian threat is neutralized. The celebration on Earth was short-lived, however. As the dust of battle settled, humanity faced a new reality. They had defeated one of the most powerful races in the galaxy and inherited advanced technology beyond their wildest dreams. The question now was, what would they do with it? Elena found herself at the center of heated debates among Earth's leaders. Some advocated for immediate galactic expansion, arguing that humanity needed to establish itself as a dominant force to prevent future threats. Others called for caution, fearing that humanity might become the very thing they had fought against. In the end, a middle path was chosen. Earth would venture into the stars, but not as conquerors. Instead, they would be guardians, protectors of younger races and challengers to any who would seek to dominate others as the Araxians had. The next decade saw unprecedented advancement. With the Araxian worldship as a template, humanity constructed its own fleet of city ships, each a self-contained world capable of supporting millions. These vessels, christened arcs, set out to explore the galaxy, carrying the best and brightest of Earth's inhabitants. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now hailed as the mother of Earth's new golden age, led the scientific efforts to understand and improve upon the alien technology they had acquired. Her work led to breakthroughs in energy production, matter manipulation, and even the nature of consciousness itself. But it was the Prometheus soldiers, led by Sarah Chen, who truly defined humanity's new role in the galaxy. Enhanced, not just physically but mentally, they became humanity's ambassadors and protectors. Where they encountered peaceful civilizations, they offered knowledge and protection. Where they found oppression and cruelty, they brought liberation. On a verdant world at the edge of known space, Sarah stood before the leaders of a young alien race. These beings, tentacled and wide-eyed, had only recently achieved spaceflight and were fearful of the larger galaxy. "You have nothing to fear," Sarah assured them, her hybrid form shimmering with barely contained power. "Humanity stands with you. We have faced the darkness that lurks between the stars, and we have prevailed. Under our protection, you will have the freedom to grow, to learn, to become all that you can be." As news of humanity's victories spread, other powerful races in the galaxy took notice. Some sought alliances, eager to benefit from humanity's advancements. Others watched warily, unsure whether these newcomers were liberators or a new threat to the established order. The Galactic Council, once manipulated by the Araxians, underwent a radical transformation. Humanity, represented by Elena Rodriguez, took a leading role in reshaping it into a true forum for cooperation and mutual defense. The dark energy technology that had been the source of Araxian power now became the foundation for a new era of galactic travel and communication. But with great power came great responsibility, and the temptation of dominance was ever present. Elena, Sarah, and other human leaders constantly grappled with the fine line between protection and oppression. They were determined not to repeat the mistakes of the Araxians, yet the allure of unchallenged power called to them. It was the memory of their own struggle, the billions lost in the war against the Araxians, that kept humanity grounded. They instituted checks and balances, creating a system where power was distributed and decisions were made through consensus rather than decree. As the years passed, humanity's influence grew. They terraformed dead worlds, bringing life to barren rocks. They uplifted species on the brink of extinction, guiding them to the stars. And always, they stood ready to face any threat that might arise from the depths of space. In the halls of the new Galactic Council, beings from 1,000 worlds debated and decided the fate of billions. But all knew that when true danger threatened, when the shadows of oppression loomed, it was humanity, the once primitive species from a backwater planet, who would answer the call. Humanity had ascended, not just to galactic prominence, but to a position of guardianship over the very fabric of interstellar civilization. The species that had once cowered in fear of alien invaders now stood as the deadliest force in the galaxy, not through conquest, but through the unbreakable will to protect and preserve life in all its forms. As Sarah Chen looked out at the star-filled vista from the bridge of her ark, she allowed herself a moment of reflection. "We've come so far," she mused, "but our greatest challenges and our greatest triumphs still lie ahead." The galaxy watched and waited, for the age of humanity had only just begun. Last edited 4 minutes ago, as humanity's influence spread across the galaxy, not all welcomed their self-appointed role as guardians. Centuries of expansion and intervention had left some species resentful of human power, while others saw opportunity in challenging the new galactic order. The reckoning for humanity's ascension was approaching, and it would test the species in ways they never anticipated. On the jungle world of Nebulon Prime, Sarah Chen stood before the towering form of Zix-Era, leader of the Krex Imperium. The Krex, a highly militaristic species, had long chafed under humanity's galactic policies. "You speak of freedom and protection," Zix-Era hissed, her insectoid mandibles clicking in agitation. "But we see only the imposition of human values on sovereign species. The time has come to break free from your so-called guardianship." Sarah, her hybrid form radiating an aura of contained power, replied calmly, "We have only ever acted to preserve life and liberty in this galaxy. If you feel our methods are flawed, let us discuss this in the Galactic Council." But the Krex had no intention of diplomacy. As Sarah turned to leave, a hidden weapon discharged, enveloping her in a field of anti-dark energy. For the first time in centuries, a Prometheus soldier fell in battle. The news of Sarah's assassination sent shockwaves through human space. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now head of the Galactic Guardian Initiative, felt the loss keenly. Sarah had been more than a comrade. She had been the living embodiment of humanity's ideals. "This changes everything," Elena declared to the emergency session of Earth's leadership. "We've grown complacent, believed too much in our own invincibility. The galaxy is reminding us that power, no matter how great, is never absolute." As human forces mobilized to respond to the Krek's aggression, other species sensed an opportunity. The Vorax Collective, a loose alliance of mercenary races, launched raids on human outposts. The Quarn technocracy, long jealous of humanity's technological supremacy, unleashed a virus designed to corrupt the dark energy networks that human civilization relied upon. For the first time since the defeat of the Araxians, humanity found itself on the defensive. The species that had once been the galaxy's protectors now struggled to protect itself. Elena, her body aged, but her mind as sharp as ever thanks to life extension technologies, took direct control of the response. "We will not repeat the mistakes of the Araxians," she commanded. "Our strength has always been in our humanity, in our ability to adapt and overcome. We will meet this challenge not with blind force, but with innovation and unity." Under Elena's guidance, human scientists worked feverishly to counter the Quarn virus, developing new quantum encryption protocols that made their networks more resilient than ever. The Prometheus program, dormant for generations, was reactivated and improved. A new generation of hybrid soldiers was created, their powers even greater than their predecessors. But the greatest change came in humanity's approach to galactic affairs. Elena initiated a massive diplomatic campaign, reaching out to neutral and even hostile species. She acknowledged the mistakes humans had made in their role as Garalina. Her body aged, but her mind, as sharp as ever thanks to life extension technologies, took direct control of the response. "We will not repeat the mistakes of the Araxians," she commanded. "Our strength has always been in our humanity, in our ability to adapt and overcome. We will meet this challenge not with blind force, but with innovation and unity." Under Elena's guidance, human scientists worked feverishly to counter the Quarn virus, developing new quantum encryption protocols that made their networks more resilient than ever. The Prometheus program, dormant for generations, was reactivated and improved. A new generation of hybrid soldiers was created, their powers even greater than their predecessors. But the greatest change came in humanity's approach to galactic affairs. Elena initiated a massive diplomatic campaign, reaching out to neutral and even hostile species. She acknowledged the mistakes humans had made in their role as Gar.